One of the challenges with writing or with working in the Native community is, right, the history of the church is so abhorrent.
Mm,
There's a large segment of the Native community that doesn't want anything to do with the church.
yeah.
And I think even the adjustment we made midstream to change the focus of the book from a call to lament to a flat out rebuke,
Yeah.
it I think that makes the book more accessible to non-Christians and especially to Native peoples, right? If you've and there's another piece I wrote. It wasn't for the book, but it got published in another book. I forget what the title is now. In the past year or two, and it was basically an analysis of what do you say to people when they've literally not just been hurt by the church, but abused by the church.
Mm,
And I told the story
mm,
of a friend of mine who was a boarding school survivor. And I spent some time with him just before his death. And he was he was not bitter, nor was he angry. But he also wasn't a Christian. He knew about the faith. He had gone to a boarding school. He had he'd been preached the faith for most of his life, but he wanted nothing to do with Christianity, and in part because he was literally abused by Christians in the name of Christ. And that piece I wrote dealt with, what do you do, right? There's sometimes as Christians, like we're told, well, we have the answer, and so the answer is always this, and so no matter how bad the situation, no matter how egregious the sin, we can always offer Jesus. That's not true, right? There's some times where the sin of the church is so egregious, we have to realize we have nothing to offer.
right.
We can only just sit there and listen.